Good afternoon, everyone. So, in our chapter, sugar and fermentation industry, after last we saw production of butyl alcohol. Further, now next topic is production of beer, wine, and liquor. So, we'll be starting with production of or manufacturing process of beer. So, the word beer or the name beer generates from Anglo-Saxon word beer itself, which means barley. Now, this is an ancient Germanic English language. In that, it is which beer means barley. So, this is the evidence that brewing process, how old the brewing process is, and it is established in 6000 BC. Egyptians improved upon the process, and Romans started its first commercial production. The addition of hops started in the middle of 6th century. So lager and ale are the types of beer which we'll be discussing further, and then the process flow diagram for its production. So beer is defined as fermented alcoholic beverage made from barley, wheat, rice, potato, etc., which is next then flavored with hops. We will see what hops are in detail further in this video. So the two types of beer are bottom fermenting and top fermenting. Depending upon the fermenting type, there are two types. One is lager and second is ale. So when it is bottom fermenting, it is lager, and top fermenting is ale. The raw materials in its production are barley, yeast, hops, water, and adjuvants. Adjuvants are like enhancers. They are not particularly necessary, but it enhances the taste and quality. So they are sort of extra, we can say, enhancers only. It is not absolutely necessary. So the first raw material is barley. What it gives beer, or what is the function of barley, is it is a natural enzyme which converts starch to sucrose, and the sweet taste is generated from this barley, and also it helps in fermentation. So malt, that the enzyme that is produced, is a sweet flavor, and it is a sweetening agent in beer. It also provides with color and foamy part of it. 2-row and 6-row barley malt are used in the brewing process, and depending upon the variety of barley, it will give the texture and color to the beer as well as the flavor. Next is yeast. It is the catalyst, it is the life of beer, we can say, because yeast is the reason why this chemical reaction takes place. So it is a microorganism, and it produces carbon dioxide and alcohol. Two types of yeast are used. One is top fermenting and bottom fermenting, as we already I said. There are literally thousands of breweries that create variety of beer styles. So this is the mechanism or the demonstration of how yeast ferments. So malt or sucrose, when comes in contact with yeast, it gives CO2 and fermentation takes place, although it is a time taking process. So we saw that hops are new addition to the beer. Earlier, when it was discovered, hops were not used. Hops are a kind of flour. They are used for microbial stabilization, and also to provide flavor to the beer. Bitterness balances malt sweetness. The malt sweetness given by barley, hops balances that sweetness. Foam stabilization also is done by hops. There are mainly two types of hop: aroma hops and bitter hops. Aroma hops are for flavor enhancing or addition of flavor. Hops are grown around the world between the 35 and 55th degree of latitude and harvested in fall. That is the season fall. Then most important or most common ingredient in mostly all processes, we definitely need water. It makes up about 92% of beer. Through filtration or boiling, impurities, aromas and flavor differences can be mitigated. So depending upon the concentration of water or how much concentration of other raw materials we put in water, it can be used to make the hard or soft water we can use, and decide the concentration of how strong we want our final product to be. So after barley, yeast, water, the final raw material is adjuvants, which were enhancers, not absolutely necessary. They are the wild card. They are added to beer to change the flavor, character or profile. Used to supplement main starch sucrose to provide better foam retention, color or aroma. So they are mainly obtained from two categories: grains and sweets. So in grains it can be made from corn, rice, wheat, oats or rye, and when it is obtained from sweet products, natural sweeteners like honey or from fruits, it is obtained. Spices like cinnamon or clove are also used as adjuvants. So this is our main topic of focus, the beer making process or the production. There are 5 steps in beer production. First is mashing, then brewing, then third fermenting, fourth is lagering, and finally packing. So in this order we will see the production. This is a typical flowchart for beer production. One by one we will understand its production at each step. So as we said, first is mashing. Raw materials are mashed in a mill and then filtrated. For boiling, that is for brewing, then fermentation, then clarification, that is lagering, and then bottling. So first is milling. In order for the malt components to be rapidly extracted and converted, the malt is milled to obtain coarse flour. So it is like a milling, mechanical operation milling. It is turned into coarse small pieces, and that so such that it is easier to handle for the mashing. In mashing, the flour from the cereals, that is the coarse flour that we obtain in previous step, that is milling, is mixed with water and subjected to certain processes to obtain a wort of suitable composition. So for the kind of beer being produced, depending upon the kind of beer which is being produced. Mashing lasts for 2 to 4 hours and the temperature is around 75 degrees Celsius when it finishes. So we are talking about A1 and A2. In milling, we first convert our raw materials into coarse components, and those coarse components are then mashed, and in A2 it is subjected to brewing, that is boiling. Further is the filtration of the wort after mashing, that is we are at A3 now. Whole volume is filtered in order to separate the spent grains, that is a converted grain, and the remaining grains are separated and removed. This is done by passing water through the mash at a specific temperature in the filter press, and over here filtration is done by giving water or passing water at a specific temperature. This lasts for about 2 to 3 hours again, and temperature is 75 to 80 degrees Celsius. So we are here right now at A3. Now next is boiling of the wort. Diluted and filtered wort is boiled for around 2 hours and hops are added at this stage. At A4 stage from upwards we can see hops are added from here. This is done to transform and make soluble the bitter substances in the hops and eliminate undesirable volatile substances, sterilize the wort. These are the purposes of this step. Establish the final concentration of the wort. So the final concentration which we want in our beer, it is established in this step as well. After boiling, it is necessary to separate the precipitated protein and the insoluble hop components from the hot wort. So these are the impurities or unwanted things which are removed out from the system after the step A4. Next is then fermentation. During fermentation, the wort sugars are converted by the transformation of yeast into alcohol. So here yeast acts as a catalyst in the chemical reaction of conversion of sugar into alcohol. Yeast into alcohol takes place and carbon dioxide is released. Fermentation takes place around a week and it is quite violent. That is, the temperature and other conditions are exothermic, and as the process goes ahead or as the days pass, the reaction settles down or gradually it is slowing down, and at the end the yeast is settled at the bottom of the tank, that is here at the end at the bottom of tank B. Next is maturation. Maturation is aging of the beer. Maturation, the phase after fermentation, is the period in which beer is allowed to rest for suitable temperature and for a number of days in order to enhance its flavor as well as quality, and this affects the final quality of the product as well before packaging. So after maturation, after some days, the next operation is stabilization. This consists of letting the beer stabilize at temperatures between 0 to -2 degrees Celsius to permit colloidal stabilization. It is made that is the temperature. It is made such that it can remain stable and does not go bad in such temperatures as well. Clarification is the operation that gives the beer its clear, limpid quality. It consists of pumping the liquid through the suitable filter. So this is like the final filter just before bottling. The filtered beer is then stored in tanks, now ready to be bottled. This is done just in case to even after all this step, if any impurity or any other coarse material is left, then that can be clarified and filtered. So here now we are at this tank. See, here it is clarified and stored in this tank. Now finally it is taken for bottling, or from the storage tank directly bottling step is left now. The final stage of beer production process is transferring the beer from storage tanks into different kind of containers depending upon the orders or the needs of the consumer or purchasers. Before or after bottling, the beers need to be biologically stabilized. This can be carried out cold or hot, that is using pasteurization, which may be done either immediately before flash pasteurization or after the drink is introduced into the container. So just like with other beverages, this also needs to be pasteurized after packing or for biological stabilization. Most common example of other such beverage or liquid will be storage of milk as well. At the bottling stage, the beer is inserted into different forms to enable it to appreciated with moderation. So this is absolutely on the need, according to the need of the consumer. Packaging depends upon the orders. So these were the 8 steps involved in the flow or production of beer as shown in this flow diagram. Next we will be seeing the production of wine and liquor, and then those will be the last topic for this chapter, sugar and fermentation industries.